In the warehouse today, we have the long-awaited Maxxis Razr AT. This tyre is so fresh off the lot that they don't even actually have it on the Maxxis USA website yet. So this is the new Maxxis Razr AT, which takes after, it's part of the family, I guess you want to say, of the Maxxis Razr MT, which has actually been highly received in Australia and around the world. People are actually frothing about the MT version of this tyre. And so Maxxis, taking that as a bit of direction, maybe they might have implanted, have released an AT version of that. And this is something I've been badgering Maxxis locally about for quite a long time. And I'm actually really excited to see it here in the warehouse. And this is actually going on my car for a long-term test. So I'll report back on that in about 10,000 Ks, but also leave in the comments anything, have you used Maxxis tyres before? Are you excited for the AT? Let me know, because I'm always curious to talk about big chunky rubber. So the AT is a aggressive all-terrain tyre. It's not necessarily a more road-oriented tyre, but they are saying that it should be fine for the road. It should be relatively quiet, but most of the marketing material is about how good it is off-road. So let's focus on that. So basically they're saying that it's got blade-shaped tread pattern, which we can talk about later on. Lately? Anyway, let's move on. Aggressive side biters. Actually, let's just not read off that. Let's come over here and we'll have a closer look. So looking at the shoulder, it's this alternating pattern of sort of crowns, I guess you want to say, if you're looking at that as the center part of the crown and that as the outside part of the crown. Which mean they're reasonably aggressive. Like, they're certainly offering more protection than your average all-terrain does these days. And they're going to help you dig out of holes. And they've also got this alternated scalloping part of the tyre here as well. And just looking at them, they actually feel chunky in comparison to an all-terrain tyre. And you can also, while we're here, you can see these little stone ejectors and garrote ejectors. So they've actually got a fair bit of space in the shoulders, but that space actually carries pretty much all the way through the tread pattern. So let's have a look at that. They're quite heavy, by the way. So yes, you can see here how this open space carries all the way through the tread pattern. So it'd be interesting to see how these fare in terms of noise on the road. I mean, they're saying, as most manufacturers do, that they're actually not as loud as some on the road. But actually looking at these blocks, there's some really interesting 3D siping in here as well. So you can sort of see that these little sipes will actually go right down to the bottom of the block. And so they're saying that these sort of blade-like patterns are going to help people off the road. They also, it's funny, but it also just looks cool. It's like some other manufacturers have actually worked out that the tyre needs to actually look good, as well as actually, be good for the road and off-road and all that sort of stuff. So actually, ducking back to the sidewall again, there's a couple of things I forgot to mention. These are actually a 3-ply sidewall, which is going to be better for that cut and chip resistance. There's a bit of a rim protector on there, but not serious, really. And also they're saying, which is interesting, there's a higher elasticity in the lower sidewall filler compound, which is supposed to make it more comfortable for passengers. So that's something I'm fairly attuned to, with my suspension being relatively like a couple of wooden blocks. So I'll be sure to tell you all about that one in 10,000 Ks when I come back to do the long-term review. So that's the Maxxis Razr AT, not the MT, the AT. And tune in 10,000 Ks. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll give you our long-term review.